Hello Pisces, and welcome back to my channel for those of you who have been here before. Big welcome to those of you who have come across to find out what's going on, what's it all about. Thank you for coming over to check it out. My name is Colette and this channel is called Inspiring Life Changes. And I'm here today to do a video for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Venus, Rising and Cusp Pisces. If you don't know where those placements are, there is a free natal link in the description box down below for you to go and have a look for yourself to check out your moon sign, your rising sign. You may know where your sun sign is, but you might not know which degree it's in. Same for your moon and also your Venus. So it is worth having a look and maybe kind of getting a bigger understanding of what's happening in your own life as well, compared to what's happening outside with the astrological changes that are occurring in all of our lives at this time. So Pisces, I feel as though I've taken a long time to get back round to this point of doing your videos. It seems to have really dragged out. And I do apologise for that. I have been quite busy doing other videos as well, but also my videos seem to be having a bit of trouble uploading at this time as well. So I kind of upload them, they stop uploading. So I have to go back and re-upload them. Sometimes I'll do it again, sometimes I'm lucky and it will go through. But there does seem to be a bit of a hit and a miss thing going on at the moment. So I don't know if that's just like for the general outlook for YouTube at this time. But it does pose a problem for those of us who are trying to get some of our videos out there. Anyway, as I was saying, this is a video today for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Venus and Rising. It's a general reading and cusp as well for you cusp Pisceans. You're going to be at the beginning end of Aquarius, so you may be 0 degrees Aquarius, moving into your own Pisces energy, but you may still have quite a lot of that Aquarian energy kind of there in your chart, in your makeup. So you may want to check out the Aquarius reading that I have put up as well previously. And if you're the other end, you're going to be 29 degrees moving into the Aries energy. I haven't done the Aries readings yet, but I will be doing them. So again, if you're at that further end, you may also have more kind of Aryan, fiery kind of quality about you as well. So you may want to check out that video as well when I get it put out for you. So general read isn't going to resonate with everybody out there. It doesn't mean that you can't find a message in the reading. There may be something in the reading for you, but it may not completely resonate with you. If it doesn't completely resonate with you, that's fine. Check out your other signs, as I was saying, and also check out your cusp signs in particular, if you are a cusp Pisces. So we're going to start the reading here with the 9 of Air. And I didn't explain the reading, the layout, so I will quickly go through that as well. We have 3 sets of 3 cards, the first 3 representing the past, the middle 3 representing your present, and the bottom 3 representing the future. So we have the past that's created your present, that has created your future. And it doesn't mean that the past was like last week or last month. The past can go way back, so it could be a situation that has kind of happened many years back in your childhood even, but it's having a knock-on effect still in your life now. So you may think, oh well, you know, that didn't happen to me, or I haven't experienced that recently, but that doesn't mean that it's not something from your past as well. So just be aware that it's not like boom 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 energy. It's kind of a mixture of energies that kind of come together to create the story as we go through our lives. So the future energy or the present energy that you are in now can also be changed, because we have free will. And so your present energy creating your future energy can also, it's not set in stone, let's put it like that. It's not a definite, it's not a certain energy, but there is a possibility that if things carry on the way they are going, then that is a likely outcome. And if you don't like the idea of that outcome, you have that choice to do something about it. Like they say, forewarned is forearmed in many ways. So going back to your first card here, the Nine of Air in reverse is saying to me that there was a situation, air being the mind, being the mental processes, a lot of thought went into something here. A time where you were feeling maybe overwhelmed with thoughts, where there was too much thinking, too much, everything going round and round and round in circles. These birds represent the swords energy. Swords representing the mind, and when it's in reverse, it's kind of saying that it's overwhelming, it's too much. You may also have felt caught up in situation, caught up in something that mentally was exhausting, mentally you couldn't get a grip on it, or it didn't make sense to you. You couldn't change it possibly as well. You may have wanted to have more control over it, but it seemed to have, like I was saying, more control over you, and you had to be very careful as well with it, because there's a kind of sense of balancing here as well. It's very kind of fine balancing act that you had to do in order to get through it, I feel, as well, Pisces. And really kind of focusing on something as well, really focusing your mind, really kind of keeping yourself in a certain way of thinking, or of, yeah, I just feel focusing, like really focusing that mind, because otherwise it was like everything just came in, it just all, as soon as you lost that focus, or as soon as your mind kind of wandered into this area here, like everything just came in again. It was like it all just, almost like it all just started up all over again. Being a 9, it does mean that it's a sense of nearly reaching the end of something, almost a completion, but not quite a completion. But this is past energy, and you have with it the Page of Fire. Now this card for me is the kind of fantasy realm. The Page is a young energy. It can be a inquisitive energy, a mischievous energy, an energy of inquisitiveness is what I'm kind of getting here, of a sense of fantasy, of living in a fantasy, or creating a fantasy world even. Maybe that had a lot to do with this 9 of Air energy here as well. Of creating your own, like your fantasy world. Because it's in reverse, there's also a sense of maybe it was a world or a realm that you tried to escape to. Maybe this was also what you had to keep your focus on here as well. That if you focused on this kind of, this world of make-believe in a way, escapism, but became very real though, a world that was very real to you in your head, in your own reality, because of all of this. So this could be going back to childhood. This could be a situation where there was lots of problems or arguments, and you had to kind of find some sense of balance, of being very kind of almost like trying to stay still and not be seen, be still and like not be heard. But I do get a feeling of you not having control over the situation as well. So it could have been something from your childhood where as a child you didn't have that, you didn't have a say in it, you didn't have any control over it. Like your voice wasn't heard. And so you kind of went into this fantasy, this retreated kind of make-believe world. Which is very Piscean in many ways, being ruled by Neptune, very kind of nebulous energy, very kind of out there energy. Not a very grounded energy. But this is fire, so it's also to do with creativity. It's also to do with your passion. Whatever it was that kind of stirred you and made you yeah, this sense of kind of something from when you were younger that stirred you and got you really kind of through all this, is what I'm kind of feeling. Because we also have the Wheel of Fortune that has come out after this as well in reverse. And again, I get that sense of you not having control because it's in reverse and it's the Wheel of Fortune. It's to do with divine timing, and it's to do with like being at the centre of your own world, your own universe. And again, I get this sense that this is the balance here, kind of feeling trapped, like all of this here, going round and round and round. And this, it reminds me of this circle here. And this sense of kind of looking out at the world and seeing the world kind of passing you by, or not fitting in with the world, not wanting to maybe fit in with that world as well, which is why you kind of created this, or felt the need to create this other world, this dream world, where you spent more of your time than you did in the actual real world. Is what I'm feeling here. And it's like it was a very, for you, even though it's in reverse, I feel on some level that there was also maybe some, like being told, it's almost like, you know, when you have those, like you have a make-believe friend, which to you is very real. And there's no reason why they're not very real, because it could have been a spirit friend, it could have been a spirit guide, it could have been somebody from another dimension that you were able to see and talk to, is also a possibility with this card as well. But there was a sense of keeping that hidden as well, and in doing so I feel also a sense of, I don't know if it's guilt, but like it was wrong, like it was bad, like you were told that it was wrong, it wasn't, you know, it wasn't real, it was bad, it was fantasy, it was stupid, it wasn't something that you could you know, like daydreaming your life away, like it wasn't going to get you anywhere kind of energy. But I feel as well that the more that you might have been told this, the more you kind of retreated into it, until you feel as though you were kind of maybe looking out at the world through that very, I'm feeling this kind of narrow, not viewpoint as much as more to do with like cutting things out so that your world became kind of smaller and smaller. And very focused on this energy. And the energy that we have in your present, as we move on, we have the Queen of Water. And I still feel that it's connected to this as well. That this is you dreaming your world into existence here. Queen of Water, very much to do with your own energy, Pisces. The watery subconscious realm can be the psychic realm, the very intuitive realm, the kind of much, the very artistic realm as well, creative, artistic. It's where the ideas kind of soak in a way, is what I'm feeling. It's kind of where you go to, it's almost like an older, more mature version of this. It's where you go to seek your kind of, not solace so much, but where you retreat to find your understanding of the world. Possibly even of yourself here as well with the Queen of Water. In order to be able to it's like bringing things through is what I'm feeling here. It's like soaking into something, like submerging yourself into the very depths of like your creative talent or creative juices, or you know, like something that's very it's like this sponge. I'm feeling like this sponge that just kind of soaks up all this really possibly even psychic energy here as well, like a real, on a different level, on a different awareness, shall we say, a different awareness to those around you. You really go deep, 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 deep into this level of feeling or understanding or intuitive knowing. And I feel that that's what you're doing at this time. It's like you've retreated into this world again somehow. To bring something forth. Because we have the messenger of air in the middle of the reading, and the middle of the reading for me is the heart of the energy, so it's kind of saying it's where the energy comes in and goes out as well, so it's kind of what's creating all of the rest of the energy, if you like, or the story. It's like the main, for me it's the main heart of the situation. And so the messenger of air is very similar to this energy here as well. But it is in reverse. And I feel as though you're going, it's like this retreat into a different realm. It's like air is to do with, again, the mind. It's to do with ideas. It's to do with thinking, analysing, processing, sometimes overthinking as well, overthinking something. But there's a very strong, similar similar look to these cards, even though this one is up the right way and this one's upside down. So in some ways I feel as though this is more your comfort zone, shall we say, your comfort zone, and this is where you have to kind of deal with the real world, maybe with more of the intellect and using your understanding of what it is that you know, that you may find hard to actually communicate as well, because it is also on this deep level. It's on such this kind of deeper subconscious way of knowing something that to actually express it is not easy. And we have the Three of Earth as your last card of the present here as well. But I do feel that there is something, that there's something coming that you are, it's like you can see it, you know it's coming. You know that there is something coming. Maybe it's a change, maybe it is a message coming your way. Maybe you're preparing yourself to hear it, but it's like I'm feeling like you're shall we say your spider senses are on alert. It's like you know there is something coming. You can feel it, you can sense it. Maybe this card is also you trying to make sense of it. The message may have already arrived or it is going to arrive, but I feel as though it's on its way because you've got the Three of Earth here. And it's kind of saying to me that this is you waking up here as well. Because if you look, her eyes are just beginning to open here. So I feel this is you having come out of this deeper soul searching or deeper place of living, almost like you're having to come out of this. This is your like I'm saying, this is your comfort zone. This is where you like to be. You would just like to be here as much as you possibly can. Maybe it's a meditative state for you. Maybe it's to do with like being in the zone. It's like being in the zone, this card to me. And that could have anything. It could be music, it could be art, it could be a number of different things, but it's like being in that zone and you have to come out of it and you're reluctant. There's a reluctance to do it. It's like you don't want to come out of that zone, but it's almost like the world is calling, because you've got the Three of Earth here. It's almost like saying, like, you know, you have to come out of this. You can't stay here. You cannot be in this, which is, I feel, what this Queen of Water does. She kind of goes into this world, this fantasy world. Which again, like I was saying, is your comfort zone. There's just this feeling of it being your comfort zone. But here, with this Three of Earth, it's like she is looking ahead. And here you are, I feel as though this is you kind of stuck in this place here. Or not stuck so much, but it's like it resembles for me the energy of you being, this is being in the same energy or the same place for a long time, that you've become really comfortable. You've become kind of almost like a statue. There's almost a statue look about this. But at the same time, she's looking ahead into her future. And she knows that things are changing. But I feel as though it's kind of, you know there's something coming. It's almost like you can see it a mile off. It's like I was saying, all your instincts are tingling. Everything's kind of alerting you to this. Whatever this is, whatever it is that's coming in. You're well kind of alert and kind of like, I see it coming. I know you're coming. I can feel you. I can sense you. I know you're on your way. And so this Three of Earth is kind of saying to me that that's what you're doing. You're standing there kind of looking into the horizon saying, I know it's happening. And I'm going to, or I have been waiting a long time for this even. Maybe that's why there's this kind of feeling down here for me of it being very connected into the earth energy, in the sense of you having been kind of in that place of waiting for a long time. And we also have the Queen of Air come out here as well. So it's almost like I feel as though it's kind of full blown. It goes from this to you just kind of almost like you're waiting and ready to greet this energy. Like this is your energy, I feel as well, that's coming in here, Pisces. But it's an energy of complete, I feel, kind of perception. With these two queens here, this is again the intellect, the mind. It's almost like you are now accepting these two energies and merging them together somehow. And her wings here on her head, and she's got wings here as well on this one, but these wings are kind of all folded down and they're not ready yet. It's like there's still a state of having to maybe accept something here. It is in reverse. So there could also be, like I was saying, this kind of reluctance about this energy of like having to go into the logical world or the academic world or the world of the intellect, where you don't feel that you belong, because this is where you feel you belong, Pisces. But because it's been coming for quite some time, and because you've kind of prepared yourself, you're quite ready for it. Whatever it is, whatever is coming in, you are ready to receive it. You are ready to embody it. And the Queen of Swords is like fully perceptive, and the energies together, this could well be a kind of like an awakening to something really big, is what I'm feeling here. But I don't feel as though it's going to come as a shock. I don't feel as though it's going to be a surprise to you. I feel as though it's something that you're going to kind of, almost like a second skin, almost like you're going, like putting on a new coat or something, but it feels like it's right. It feels like it's yours. It feels like it belongs to you, Pisces. And we have, after this card as well, we have the beautiful star energy come in here as well. So there is a healing that is taking place on a very deep level here, because the Queen energy is the receptive, receiving energy. So some of you Pisceans out there may well be getting downloads of information or downloads about things at this time as well, and kind of perceiving what's coming on a bigger level as well, not just in your personal lives, but also on a bigger scale. Because there's also something about this necklace that she's wearing today as well, which kind of jumped out at me. The necklace is very star-like. I don't know if you can see that very clearly, but there is something about it that has a look of a star, and it does remind me of that energy that is behind her head, which is all about destiny. The star, it's like connecting with everything, connecting with a higher understanding of things, realizing that this is your destiny and that you're no longer kind of peering out at the world. You're now absolutely fully immersed in it in the right way, in the place that you're meant to be, Pisces, is what I'm feeling. Like you're following your dream, you're following your star, you're following your heart, because it is very close to her heart as well, that necklace down there, which does look like a star. I just wish you could see it better. But yeah, so it's right kind of over her heart chakra energy as well. So it's like that's where it's leading you. It's leading you to where you're meant to be, and in doing so there's like a healing process that's taking place as well, in accepting this I almost feel as though it's like a greater responsibility of something. But there's a lot of clarity. It's like you're coming to some real kind of clarity about your life as well, I feel, which is possibly where this healing is going to take place as well. Because it's making sense of the past for you. All this energy here is kind of all of a sudden coming into view, in the sense of like, I understand it now. I understand why I went through all that in my past to achieve this now in my future. And we are ending on the 4 of Earth here, which to me is you just fully open. It's just fully open. Again, it looks to me like her necklace, like that star energy. Her wings are kind of creating the same shape that is in this star. But there is just this sense of, yeah, just being fully open, fully accepting with these, like, again, like I was saying, you know, your senses are kind of tingling, but there's growth here as well. That's the thing about it. It's like, you know, these antennae or these branches have got leaves on them. It looks like there's growth here. It looks like it's kind of nourishing and feeding you on a different level. And that's what's helping with this healing. This healing is helping this to almost like a rebirth is what I'm feeling here. Almost like a transformation. The more you kind of open up, the more it's going to transform around you. And the more you're going to kind of, because often I call this the moth to a flame energy as well. But I'm kind of seeing that moth as being part of the like symbolically A moth is always attracted to the light. It's always attracted to the flame. So it's like you being a bright light and people being attracted to you is what I'm kind of picking up here. Attracted to your energy. Like your energy is so powerful that you can't hide it. It's like you can't hide it anymore. It's not hidden. It's not like, if you see here with the 3 of earth, it's like you've gone from this energy to this energy. And it's just like, bang, I'm here. It's like total transformation. As you see here, it's all very like stagnant and very kind of, almost like I was saying, statue-like, and kind of very rigid and very kind of like contained energy. Not giving much away here. Whereas in this, it's just like, yeah, just open, just bright, just like fully, what am I getting here? Fully accepting. And standing in your power as well is what I'm getting here. A sense of standing in your power. Of knowing your power. Knowing where it comes from as well. Knowing that it's coming through you rather than it being just you. You having to kind of work alone with it. It's like a kind of realization that it's out there, it's always there, and it's always been there. Just waiting for you to be ready. So we have over the top of this 9 of air, the Shaman of Wands. So this is fire energy. Again, shaman are the kings in this deck, so it's the King of Wands. And this could well be that kind of realization of something very powerful from a very young age as well. Like carrying something really powerful with you. But as a child, not being able to express it. Fire energy, creative energy, very dynamic, very magnetic. Sorry, get it right. Also a visionary energy, seeing possibly, again, it's with this page of fire type energy as well, but it is over the top of the 9. So I do feel as though it's kind of you, like I was saying, like all of this stuff, having to balance, having to kind of find a focus of attention. But I also feel that you had this awareness, you had this kind of understanding of this greater energy, of something beyond your years, maybe even. This understanding can also be the men or the kind of masculine energy around you as well. But it also has, for me today, a sense of kind of overcoming something. Overcoming. Fire energy. Brightness. Lights up the way. So we have the, over the top of the page of fire here, we have the crone in this card, which is actually the hermit energy. So I do feel as though this is you kind of going into that world again. It's that hermit world. It's that knowledgeable kind of what you found out when you were retreating. Again, I feel as though you spent a lot of your time as a child in that kind of retreating hermit kind of energy, where even when you were with your family or out with your friends or living as normal a life, this was kind of always there. There was kind of this feeling of like wanting to be like alone. I want to be alone type of energy, just wanting to escape back to this, just kind of this being your real world, and everything else outside wasn't. Everything else didn't feel like it belonged. And we've got the Four of Discs, or the Four of Earth, that's come out again. But it is a very different energy in this particular deck. And I do see this again as you kind of shutting out the outside world. And this has come out over the top of the Wheel of Fortune, which was me kind of saying that, you know, there's this little face in there. And this was you in your inner world, while everything else was going on around you on the outside, with this energy here as well. You kind of kept yourself in this little world, and this is you kind of doing that here with this Four of Discs. You kind of shutting the world out. Retreating again, it's that hermit energy. It's that sense of wanting your own space, wanting to be on your own. And spending a lot of time on your own as well, I feel. Your own company, Pisces. And in doing so, really kind of discovering a lot about yourself. And I feel as though it was kind of a maturity about it as well. Like beyond your years in a way. Of course, Pisces is 12th house energy, and Pisces is the sign that is said to contain all the other signs within it as well. So there is a kind of maturity, I suppose, about Pisces. It's the last sign of the zodiac, so it's kind of reaching that end chronologically of life in a way. And we've gone through everything else. We've gone right the way around the wheel. We kind of get to that Pisces energy of letting everything go, surrendering. And we have the Magician. The Magician over the Queen of Water. I mean, these just, for me, they just go so well together. You, like I was saying, this is you dreaming your world into being. And the Magician is very much about manifestation and kind of realizing how you need all of these tools in order to be able to create. It's like gathering all the elements together, and each element kind of representing the ability to create. Again, that can be, like I was saying, artistically or musically, but it's about, I feel as though it's kind of also about you reaching a stage again of maturity and realizing that you can actually put this out into the real world, that it doesn't have to be just this kind of something that you do within your own mind or your own world. Because the Magician has all the elements. So if you see, he's got the swords for the air element. He's got the fire. He's got the rod down here in his hand for the fire element, which is the creative energy. It is this kind of shaman of fire energy here, shaman of wands, the fire energy, the creativity. He's got his foot in a bucket of water there as well. I'm trying to make out. I think he's got, yeah, discs down here as well, like the pentacles representing. So it's like the mind. It's like when we manifest, it's like a thought is first of all. We have the thought before it goes any further than that. And the thought becomes fed by the emotions. It's like we emotionally invest in it. And when we emotionally invest in it, it gives us a passion, it gives us a drive, it's the fire energy, it's this creative energy of wanting to take it further, wanting to make it into a reality, which is the earth element as well, is bringing it all down into the actual physical realm. So the balance up of them all, it's like he has his hand here. The magician is nearly always shown with one hand pointing up and one hand pointing down, because it talks about bringing the idea down from another realm in a way to create it through all of these other elements. And if there's anything that's out of balance or not properly being, like if it's not being invested in emotionally or creatively, then it's not going to materialize. But I feel as though this is something for this Queen of Water that you've really been working on here. You've really been working on that. This is kind of your zone. Like I was saying, this is your zone. It's like you really kind of understood this on a really deep level. Pisces is what I'm kind of feeling about that card. This card comes out quite a lot, this Five of Cups. Okay, so it's come out over the top of this messenger of air energy, which I feel is you kind of having to wake up and start actually living in the real world in a way. Like you know something's coming, so you're having to wake yourself up or be woken up. The Five of Cups for me is a card of, in this particular deck, it's a card of I see it in two ways. It's like conforming by kind of all of these crabs trying to kind of climb back into their pots. Or it's escape. It's kind of escaping those boundaries of in a way I'm feeling emotional insecurity here as well. But it's escaping the boundaries of it. It's escaping the whatever it is that's held you back and stopped you from being able to like take this out into the real world and achieve what it is that you want to achieve. So I do see it as a kind of escape. It could also be for some of you that you're having to leave something behind here as well, that you may, like the dream world, or somehow you feel sad about having to, because there is, the Five of Cups can be, or is about a sense of sadness, a sense of says a betrayal as well. Maybe you feel as though you're betraying yourself here. or somebody else. Maybe in order to do this, you're going to have to leave something behind, as I was saying there. Oh, it's interesting because as I say that, we get the Chariot come out. So there is fast movement forward here. There is going to be action taken. There is going to be, and again, you know, with this 3 of Earth energy that I was saying about how it feels as though it's been kind of stuck here. It's not going to be stuck any longer. This is balance. This is kind of you coming to terms with your head and your heart energy, which is also possibly this here as well. Or these two here. Head and heart energy here. This is the head. This is your heart. This is your feeling, your knowing, your emotional intelligence, whereas this is your intellectual intelligence. The mind and the heart being balanced, because in order to move forward we have to have that balance, because otherwise, because the Chariot is always pulled by 2 horses or some kind of creature, and they do represent the heart and the head as well. And again, there's this sense of, you know, you need to be able to balance out those emotional issues and those kind of intellectual issues with the Magician as well. You have to kind of come to terms with a lot about your own energy when it comes to dealing with the Magician energy and the manifesting energy. And if one is more prominent than the other with the Chariot, like if it's being pulled forward by horses or whatever going off in 2 separate directions, then you're not going to get very far. You're not going to get to where you want to be. But I don't feel that. I feel that this is very much about you moving forward, taking steps forward, particularly because of the cards that have come out after this energy. But you may feel some kind of sadness or sorrow here. You may, like I say, be having to leave something behind. Or coming to terms with something. Maybe that's more what the 5 of Cups is saying, that you're coming to terms with something here. And once you do, you will move forward quickly. And you'll move forward. We have the Priestess of Wands as well. So you've also got the fire energy come out here over the top of this Queen energy. So it's like you're gathering all of these. Priestess is again a Queen energy. So it's like you're gathering all of these queens together. And I feel as though like these go together. And you've also got the King up here as well. And that's a lot of fire energy, but I feel as though this fire energy is much more about your creativity. It's much more about you awakening, again, this awakening to your ability, to your your newfound passion, to your newfound kind of acceptance of you, is what I'm kind of feeling here. Almost coming out of this watery realm of the subconscious into this very kind of dynamic energy. Not that you're going to stop having this, because I don't think you will. I think, Pisces, this is a part of who you are and it always will be. But it's like it's going to be used in a much more dynamic way. Like with this Magician energy, you're kind of using it as a tool. You are literally using this energy here. You are using it as a tool to get you to where you want to go. But at this time as well, because this is your present, you may be feeling, yeah, like you're leaving something. So yeah, gathering all this feminine energy together. And then we have Temperance over the top of this star as well. It's like, wow, Pisces. Wow, you really are. You really do mean business here. It's like something has really kind of, I don't know, maybe with this high priestess, it's like lighting something. Something has lit up, and I feel that that's what this is about here as well. You kind of coming into your full powerful because Temperance is, again, it's about balance. Head and the heart, masculine and feminine energy, balancing everything up, keeping everything flowing. Can also be seen as waiting, but I don't see this as waiting. I don't see this as patience. Not today. I just see this as this healing, like this double healing energy that's happening here. And this full acceptance. It's like all of a sudden I feel as though this colour, it's like things are brighter. Whereas here it's all been quite like, it feels like it was all very kind of gloomy in a way. But now there's this kind of burst of colour and this, I feel with this star and the Temperance card together, there's this real deep healing process that's going on, and this really deep kind of recognition of this is what you are meant to be doing. And again, I get this kind of real creative feel about this. With this red and this yellow kind of water colouring over here. It's almost like you saying, it's like this feeling of like expression of what, of you, of your identity, of your, like you yeah, like you're not going to hide anymore. If that's what you have been doing up to now, Pisces, kind of keeping in the background, kind of keeping yourself in the shadows in a way, I feel. Even down to this kind of colours that you wear. It almost feels like you're kind of saying, no, look, you know, I'm here. This is me. I'm bright, I'm bold, I'm just really accepting you, I feel, with this energy. It is just this huge acceptance of you as you. And as people have probably never kind of seen you before, which may be a bit of a shock for others. May even be a bit of a shock for yourself, Pisces. But it does feel as though something very powerful is being brought out from the shadows. And over the top of this Four of Earth, we have the Strength card. And just looking at that card, that is just kind of saying to me, like, you know, that is you. It's like fully naked, fully accepting, fully aware of your inner strength, of your creativity, of everything that makes up who you are. It's like there's no fear there anymore. Whatever the fear was, it's like the fear of yourself, Pisces, I feel, in many ways. All the things that kept you or held you back, stopped you from being out there and being who you are and accepting who you are. Because this, for me, is saying that you need to accept who you are first, and then everybody else will kind of accept you. And if they don't, then it doesn't matter. And that's what the Strength card is saying for me today, that you're kind of going to say, well, it doesn't matter. Yeah. A sense of like, if they don't accept me, then that's fine. They can just leave. And I see that with all these kinds of these different animals as representing different aspects of different people around you. And it's kind of saying, like, you know, they have all these kind of maybe different qualities of animal kind of tendencies, if you want to put it like that in a way. And some will stay. Some will be drawn to your energy here. And some will leave because they won't be able to understand it or resonate with it. It's like you're rising above something. It's like your vibration is changing here. You're coming out of a lower vibration and you're really stepping up into another vibration. And those who are still on that lower vibration, who can't move with you onto this higher vibration, are not going to hang around. But that's fine. And you kind of know that already, Pisces, I feel. And I feel that you've already kind of accepted that. Maybe that's also what this is about. That some people will be leaving and you know that. Maybe it's not you leaving, maybe it's others leaving you. And maybe that's what you're kind of coming to terms with as well. But as others leave, new people will step in to your life as your vibration rises or raises. And your attraction will be a natural thing. There will just be this kind of people will be drawn to you who are of the same level of vibration, who understand you, who know where you're coming from, and who want to see you achieve. They want to see you grow. They want to see you flourish. So I think that's quite a beautiful reading actually there, Pisces. Quite something. I'm just going to quickly pull you a Ask and It Is Given card by Abraham Hicks, Esther Hicks, Jerry Hicks. If you don't know who Abraham is, then there are plenty of videos online or information online. Esther Hicks channels the entity that is known as Abraham Hicks, and it's not just one entity, it's like a group of entities that are all known as Abraham. So the card that we get here is all that is benefiting from my existence. All that is benefiting from my existence. And I think that's really very kind of key here as well, is the realization of your connection to everything, and that by you becoming you, the universe itself, or the source of all that is benefiting through that. And like keeping yourself in this energy here is not beneficial. So no matter what has caused your unique point of view to come about, it has come about. You do exist. You are thinking, you are perceiving, you are asking, and you are being answered. And all that is benefiting from your existence and from your point of view. So in a way, to me, it's kind of saying that you kind of hiding yourself in the shadows and in the background is not benefiting source energy. It's not benefiting other people, and it's not benefiting, ultimately and most importantly, Pisces, it's not benefiting yourself. I think that's what you're going to come to terms with, is this connection. I just keep feeling this kind of connection, this understanding of your part in it all, and how you are connected to everything, like this divinity, this connection, this bigger understanding. So Pisces, I'm going to leave it there today and say I hope you have liked this video. Please, if you have liked it, could you thumbs it up and like it for me, because that does really help with the algorithms on YouTube. The more likes it gets, the more it gets put out into the bigger YouTube world, as I like to call it, and the algorithms pick it up, and then they can take it further out to other channels and etc. So it just really helps the video itself to be kind of longer lasting as well. So please like it up for me. Thank you very much to those of you who do like and thumbs up my videos. I do really appreciate it. Also, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please could you do so? And so that will really help as well, because I am trying to grow my channel. I'm almost at the 100 mark now. I'm 2 off of 100 people, so for me that is really exciting. I know there's people out there who've got like thousands, etc., but kind of I'm getting there slowly, so I feel as though it's kind of growing organically. It's a slow process, but I'm enjoying doing it on the way, so that's kind of what's counting for me. Very exciting. 2 more to go. When I get to the 100 mark, I'm probably going to do, I don't know, an extra video for whoever has liked the most videos or watched the most videos. So I'll do an extra bonus read. Also, could you tap that bell as well, in order to get the videos as and when I will be putting them out. It does, again, it just kind of gives you some idea of what's happening and lets you know when my videos are out. I do all the full moons, the new moons, all the zodiac signs, and I also do the major kind of shifts of the astrological energies as well. Anything else I can think of? Share my videos please as well, if you feel that anybody can benefit from them that you know. Also, could you comment? It's really nice to get comments and to know that on some level people are receiving something from my videos, from my messages. It's really nice just to kind of have some connection with people as well. So that would be really good. If you would like to comment, please do. And finally, I'd just like to say thank you very much again for coming over and watching my videos, and for subscribing to my channel. And please, Pisces, take really good care of yourselves and take care of those around you as well. And until next time, hopefully I will see you then.